Hello, you guys. Let's talk about percent of change. Well, percent of change is just defined as how much the numbers change over the original would equal P over 100, or you could just write it as P%. Now, if they're talking about a percent increase, we're going to see the numbers increase over time. So we put that increase over the original, and that equals the percent increase. And of course, a percent decrease would be the decrease over the original equals a percent decrease. And your textbook put it right here. Okay, so take a look at example 1. A school had 720 students enrolled last year. This year, they have 745 students. By about what percent did the number of students change from last year to this year? Now, I like to set it up like this. Oh, here comes the animals. Okay, I like to set up the original was 720 over the new, which was the 745. So if you noticed how much it changed, the population went up. It increased by 25. So we would put 25 over the original amount, which was 720, and write it as a fraction. And then try to reduce that fraction, so I divide both the top and the bottom by 5, and so I get 5 over 144. So, use your in and out, so the 5 goes on the inside, the 144 goes on the outside, and I would divide, and I did my work over here, so please show your work in your note-taking guide. And that gives me a decimal of 0.034. Well, remember, to change a decimal to a percent, you grab the decimal point and move it 2 places to the right. So that would give me a 3.4% increase. But remember, we're rounding, so it's about a 3% increase in the population. Okay, so take a look at example 2. So they want the percent of decrease from 576 to 216. So again, set it up like this. The original number that they gave me was 576. The new number that they gave me was 216. So you can see that the numbers went down. It decreased by 360. So I put the amount of decrease, 360, over the original, 576. And then I reduce the fraction as much as I can before I do the in and out. So I divided by 8, top and bottom. That gave me 45 over 72. Then divide by 9, top and bottom, to get 5 over 8. And then you should know, or you can show your work, that 5 over 8 is 0.625. Well, to change the decimal to a percent, you grab the decimal point and move it 2 places to the right, and that would give me 62.5% decrease. Now, you have to put the decrease there, or you put the whole word. All right, so let's use the percent of increase. A professional baseball team announces that the average ticket price to one of their games will be 8% more than last year. If the average ticket price last year was $12, how much will the average ticket price be this year? So we want to find the ticket price for this year. We have to take the price last year and add the amount of increase. So that would give us, I don't know what happened to my numbers here. Okay, so that would give us 12 plus 12 times the 8%. And so that would be 12 plus 12 times 0.08. And then, so that would give us 12 plus 96 cents, and that would give us a new price of $12.96. Okay, so let's find a new amount. In 1990, the average price per pound of light chunk tuna was $2.11. By 2001, the average price per pound had decreased by 7.1%. What was the average price per pound in 2001? So the price in 2001 is going to equal the price in 1990 times 100 minus the percent that it went down. And so let's take the price, the $2.11, and we're going to multiply that by 100 minus the 7.1%. Remember, we're subtracting because the price went down. And so that would say $2.11 times 92.9%. Well, I just made that a decimal by grabbing the decimal point and moving it back 2 places. So that means it's $2.11 times 0.929. And when you multiply that out, you would get 1.96019. Now you have to make it look like money, so you want to round to the pennies. So that means look at the 0, it's not big enough to bump the 6 up, so you just drop all of this. So that means the new price is about $1.96. Okay, so let's find the percent of increase. So the percent of increase means we want to take the change over the original. And I showed you it changed, it went up 6, so I put 6 over the original 25. And this is a zippy. It's easy to make it the denominator become 100. We would just multiply by 4, so we multiply by 4 up here and get 24 over 100. So this is a 24% increase. Take a look at number 2. The original was 150, the new is 195. So the first thing I do is figure out how much it changed. It went up 45. So I put the 45, the change, over the original, the 150, and I write it as a percent. So I would try to simplify as much as possible. I'm going to divide by 3, so that gives me 15 over 50, and then I see that 50 is really easy to turn into 100 just by multiplying by 2. So I multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2 to get 30 over 100, so that shows me it's a 30% increase. Okay, to find the new amount, we want to figure out the increase if we increase 54 by 25%. Well, remember, increase means it's going to go up, so I'm going to add. So I take my amount, my original, 54, and I say, okay, I'm going to have the 54, that's the 100%, plus I'm going to add an additional 25%. So I add the percentages. So I have 54 times 125%. I have to make the percent a decimal, so I grab the decimal point and move it back 2 spots. So 54 times 1.25 gives me 67.5. Or if you had to write it like money, $67.50. Okay, take a look at number 4. If I want to show a decrease, I take the amount they give me, the 78, and then I'm going to subtract 40% from 100. So it's 100%, that was the original, minus the 40%. So that just means it's 78 times 60%. I make 60% a decimal by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. So 78 times 0.6 gives me 46.8.